everybody. So, I just got done watching 2008's Repo, the genetic opera. Now, I've only seen this once before, and actually before the first time I got it, I actually hadn't even heard of it before. It was only because Anthony Stewart Head, who's in this, he was going to a convention and people were mentioning it on the forum. So I kind of picked it up cheap on Amazon on DVD. And it's got Paul Sorvino, Alexa Pina Vega, like I say, Anthony Head, Sarah Brightman, even Paris Hilton in it. And it's a story it's not an original story. It's kind of, it's about two guys that love the same woman, and one got her, one didn't, and the one that didn't get her gets all pissed off and decides to take his rage out on the guy that got her. And it goes on like that. That's the very basic bare bones. But it is set in the future. It is a gothic rock opera. Musical. There's very little talking. Everything is sung, except for literally only a few words probably in the whole thing. And it's something, I love musicals, but there are a good number of elements about this that I would not normally like. I'm not a huge kind of goth rock fan. Occasionally you'll get the odd song that I'll like, but I'm not a big follower of it. I'm not a big opera fan, to be honest. But also, it's very dark. There are a number of elements that make me think of Rocky Horror and Moulin Rouge. And I think, I know this film it's based on a stage play, and the screenplay is by the same people that did the stage show. I know this movie has a very kind of Marmite effect. You either love it or you hate it. For most people. I know a lot of people have said how much they hate this movie, and then there's the other end of the scale where people are saying it's the best movie ever. And yet I'm leaning towards it's good. It is good. I enjoy it, I think is the point. It's really something you kind of have to experience, if that makes sense. It's not something, like you say, it's a very simple story, but they start out with, during like the musical overture, they have comic book strip style art cards on the screen, telling the story of how due to an epidemic there's now this whole thing about genetics being, people have become addicted to using changing their genetics and stuff, and there's this big company that's risen up, owned by the guy that missed out on the woman, and it's a big business and this, that and the other. And it's a great exposition teller. I just feel like could have been some singing during the overture. I don't feel the overture is all that great. It doesn't do much musically. So you get that, and then as you meet the main kind of four characters, Rotti Largo, played by Paul Sorvino, is the guy that missed out, and you find out that he actually killed Nathan, played by Anthony Head's wife, but tricked Nathan into believing that he'd killed her when he was trying to make her better. But Nathan saved the daughter, who is actually suffers with a blood disease, and she's kind of kept in this room, kind of locked away by her dad, who's trying to protect her and everything. Except, of course, she finds a way to sneak out, and she gets to learn about the outside world and all that stuff, and it's complete terrifying kind of. It is such a dystopian future that's pictured in this movie. It's beautiful, and it's just in its dirtiness. I can't really. It's it's really kind of bizarre. It's amazing. It's an amazing vision, and the funniest thing is it's done by the same people that did Saw. So when I found out it was done by the people who did Saw before I saw it, I was like, really? I don't know what. Is it just going to be over the top blood? And there is a lot of blood. There is a lot of gore because it turns out that Nathan. To keep the secret kind of what he'd done in what he believed killed his wife, Rotti tricks Nathan into becoming what is known as a Repo Man, who is basically these people that they buy like their body organs and stuff like that, and like upgrades and stuff. When they can no longer pay the bills, the Repo Man comes along and, kind of like bailiffs, decides to take back what you were given, even when your heart is still beating, and it's nice and gory in that way. But yeah, it's. I don't know. I can't say it's great, but at the same time, it's an amazing experience. That's the only thing. If you like musicals, especially if you like Rocky Horror and Moulin Rouge, I do recommend this. It's definitely worth checking out. Everybody is brilliantly cast. Everybody is excellent at singing. Well, Paul Sorvino's not great at singing, but he is perfect for the role. And Anthony Head I knew could sing anyway because of not only Buffy, but I knew I've heard his music elsewhere, but I don't know really what else I can say, because I think it's the kind of thing that you do need to watch to properly get it. And like I say, it is such a simple story, but it's the presentation that kind of, except for Rotti's children, who I feel are completely pointless and superfluous. They are the only main problem I have with this movie. But Sarah Brightman is amazing. Her voice, as usual, is amazing. It's a very, like I say, the presentation is just, it's fascinating, and it's an assault on your senses kind of thing, visually at least. I find sometimes the music can be very samey, and I don't know if this is a thing regarding, like, with opera and that, but because, in the same way kind of like Les Miserables, it's that kind of thing where, because everything is just being sung or said in a tuney way, sometimes you feel like some songs feel a bit samey and are just kind of essentially filler, except then you have the odd song that stands out, like Little Glass Vial. I don't know what it's called, I just know the main hook of it, and there's one near the end that I really like in that. There's the odd one that really does stand out, but for the most part it's all quite samey. But if you like musicals, if you like Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you and Moulin Rouge and that kind of thing, and if you just want to try something very different that you would definitely not normally pick up, yeah, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10 at least. So if you get a chance, check out 2008's Repo, the Genetic Opera. And we will be back tomorrow.